Hey everybody, and welcome to another craft tutorial. Before we get started, be sure to hit that big red subscribe button down below. That will make you part of my crafty family here on YouTube. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how you can sublimate on a dark shirt without this sort of style. You see how it's got all the bleaching, and it's got bleach on the back and things like that. If this is not your style of bleach, I've got one way to do this for you guys. So this shirt is done. It's a dark shirt that I sublimated on, and I'm going to show you guys how to achieve this look. So let's get started. Alright, so we are going to show you how to sublimate on a dark shirt and have the print show up without having to have it look bleached. This is a really fun thing that you can do and super easy. What I have is my sublimation transfer. I did mirror this. This design is available on my website. I also have a piece of butcher paper to go inside my shirt and a piece of butcher paper to go outside of my shirt on top of my design. So what I need to do is place my design face down. Now I tend to put my heat tape on my design, and I have, if you look, ripped the top and the bottom a little bit, and then I just trimmed the sides down a smidge. That just helps it not have any of that paper like edging on the shirt itself. So what you want to do is put this about 3 fingers down from your collar, just like you would anytime you add a design to a shirt, and then you just want to try to get it centered. You can use t-shirt measuring tools and stuff like that. I tend to just kind of eyeball. That looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do is press my heat tape down, and then I'm going to take my one piece of butcher paper and I place it inside my shirt between the layers. The reason that you do this is your design can bleed through your shirt, and then it'll have like a ghost of the image on the back of your shirt, and you definitely don't want that because then it's going to look backwards and it looks like your shirt's weird. So you want to make sure to put some sort of barrier. You can use cardstock as well. That also works. Parchment paper. I just have butcher paper, so that's what I use. So now what I do is I'm just going to kind of make sure this looks straight. I actually don't think that it does. I know it looks really angled on your guys' screen. It's because my camera's angled a little bit funny, but I think it might be a little too far one way. So if you're not happy with it, all you can do, you just peel it right back up and you can move it. Now I did pre-lint roll my shirt. That is an important step to do when making these. You want to make sure that you are pre-lint rolling. That way none of the fibers or the little pet hairs and stuff are on your shirt. I did do that, I just didn't show it. Once you're happy with the placement, go ahead and here's what I do to move it over to my heat press. I fold my shirt over onto the design so that when I move it, my design doesn't move. You're going to take your other piece of butcher paper with you over to the heat press. I have my heat press set to 395, and I'm going to press this for about 55 to 60 seconds. So now that I've got this set on my heat press, you'll note that I do have a pressing pillow under this as well, and then I want to put my butcher paper on top. Now it's not quite big enough, so I'm just going to go ahead and rip it, and then it should cover the design. Remember, the design doesn't go all the way to the top or the bottom, so that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and press this for about 60 seconds. Once your shirt's done, go ahead and open up your heat press. Now I'm going to turn mine off right now because it is really hot today in Ohio, and I am warm. Heat pressing when it's hot, not a good time in my little room. It gets very warm. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and remove my paper. And it is very hot, so be careful because this paper gets really warm. But you can see the design on the shirt, and it's actually pretty bright even on the dark, and you can see what's left behind. This is just random, like, stuff that's left behind. The black is always going to show pretty well just because it's black, but you'll see that all the colors from the tie-dye part are really light. You can almost not see them at all. This just gets thrown out. This right here is no good anymore, and what we're going to do is go ahead and show you guys how to make this show up even better on your shirt. Next thing that we'll do is we're going to get some 99-cent paint brushes from Michael's, and that is how we're going to put our bleach on. I just put some bleach in an old bowl. Make sure that you never use this bowl to eat out of, but I just like to keep all that stuff separate. And all I'm doing is just gently painting on the bleach. What I do is I knock off any like drips of bleach before I put it on the shirt. You don't need to put a lot on here. You don't need to over soak this because you want to make sure that it doesn't saturate the shirt so much that it spreads out from your design. So using the paintbrush is perfect, and you can get into all those little edges and nooks and crannies with this little paintbrush. So I just go around and I do the edge, and you'll see that it starts to process really, really quickly. It was about 85 degrees when I did this, and on top of that, super sunny, as you can see. But with this little time lapse, you'll start to see how much brighter those colors are getting. So then what I do is I get that larger paintbrush and I come in and I paint the center of this. You do want to make sure that you cover all areas, but it's really easy to see where you've covered because they do get a little shine from the bleach, and you'll see as they start to process. I absolutely love this technique. It's really fun, really, really easy, and just make sure that you cover your whole design and you're good to go. Once you're happy with the processing, what you're going to do is take this and you want to rinse this out until your water no longer feels oily, and you're going to wash this with whatever detergent you like, and then you're going to dry it, and you can just dry it just like you would any other shirt. There's nothing special that you need to do there. Our shirt has been rinsed, washed, and dried, and it is all done. This is the perfect way to do sublimation on a dark shirt if you don't like the bleached look. I'll unfold it for you guys too so you can see that nothing else is bleached. The only part that's bleached is right where the design is. Now, this can be done with lots of different style designs. The more solid your design, the easier it will be to paint through. And you can see that I do have some spots along the edges because this has a rough edge, but it looks like it's part of the design, so it doesn't look like a bleached look shirt. This is a great option if you like the sublimation and you want to use dark shirts, but you don't want all that bleaching look around it and you want it to fit perfectly. I got those paintbrushes at Michael's for 99 cents, and they can totally be reused. Just make sure that you keep those separate from your other brushes because you'll want to use those only for bleach. This is such a fun technique that you can do at home very, very simply. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, and it really didn't take that long. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in those comments down below. I'm always happy to answer those for you. Be sure to subscribe to my newsletter over at CorinneBlackstone.com, where you can also find this design if you would like to purchase this as well. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and happy crafting.